Next up, stage selection. Are they going to go with their main character? Now that our fighters have chosen their characters, it's time to go. This is gonna be a 5-star match. Get ready for history to be made.
Round 1. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round.
Hey now, where you going?
Utilizes an overdrive art there to tack on just a little more damage. Was that a good decision? Both fighters will want to make something happen while avoiding burnout state. Are they going to press on the attack or hang back? Both fighters at even health. Shoots off a fireball up close. Player 1 needs to deal with this burnout. Gets backed into the corner with pressure building. Player 1 has completely used all of their... A gutsy fireball gives them the round. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Player 2 won out those close scuffles, and now they gotta have a plan for the next round. Awesome! Shoots off a fireball up close. You know their fireball game is solid because they're only throwing it when their opponent can't jump. Player 1, burnout activates. Player 1 has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. We have one player in burnout state, which means they'll have to continue the fight temporarily without using any drive-reliant moves. Full SA meters on deck for both sides. This could be over soon. You've gotta be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Springs forward with the drive rush. Looks like they both want to stay out of the corner. Links it! KO! We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? It's time for both fighters to hit them with a stop and pop. It's a good spot to use the super. Level 3 super. Spending that meter like it's nobody's business. What will they do next? Next to counter. Here comes the corner pressure. Catch it all in with a rush. Okay, here we go. This is the time to believe in your abilities. A projectile to say, get off! They are not getting close to each other. Noticeable life lead. Is a comeback still possible? Pokes with a kick. No hesitation or regret. Hits him with that NSFW. Oh, hits the critical line. You gotta bust out the protractors, bust out the rulers, and think of a plan while this damage plays out. The brain on this fighter to fish for the counter. Are you kidding me? Player 2 has gotta be feeling good getting the win out of that absolute carnage. Nice fireball. Goes for the jump in. You can open up chances to do big damage by baiting something out, getting that opening, and then jumping in. Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner. All right, what's coming up next? Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. From up above. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Knockdown. It's a normal hit, but they get in there. Sticks the combo. Player 2 goes for the Shin Hashogeki. Takes a big gamble and rips out a raw super. Oh god, KO! Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Goes with the projectile for their opening shot. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Blocking a jump in attack means you're at a disadvantage, so they should be looking to anti-air instead. Uses the gauge for a super art. The level 3 super, looking to make them feel it.
Yo, you good?
Can they keep on him? That combo did decent damage. Player 1 is working with a better game. All in with a rush. Experiencing burnout. A test of goes for the Shin Hashogeki. Just goes for it at this range. Player 2 has depleted their drive gauge, but they are still within range to win this round. The next touch may decide this round. Flatline zone. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Pokes with a kick. Perfect input. Not letting up. Player 2 will look to apply pressure here. They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side switch. Connects with the throw. What's next? Dash. Close range projectile. This is gonna hurt. All in with a rush. Their drive gauges aren't full. This means less resources to use when an opportunity strikes. There's a burnout. Ooh, what a smart throw. Taking chunks out of each other here. A jump? The overhead denied. Too slow. Perfect damage calculation. No doubt about it. They are done. Player 2 clinches the win. But that could have been anyone's game. No way we could have called that. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. This is gonna hurt. That combo did decent damage. The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunities. This is the perfect range to reach out and tag them with something. Feeling out the spacing. What are they thinking here? This is where things will get interesting as the damage starts to pile up on both fighters. Sticks the combo. Goes for the rush. Shows a medium kick. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Who will capitalize on an opening first? KO! Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Immediate jump in. This round is so important. You can feel the intensity in the air. Shoots off a fireball up close. You know their fireball game is solid because they're only throwing it when their opponent can't jump. Super Arts on deck for both fighters. How they approach the situation will be interesting. This is where smart meter management is going to come into play. Our fighters will need to tread carefully. Their spacing is so on point right now. But who's gonna blink first? Hits up the counter. This is going to be huge. They exchange blows. Experiencing burnout. Looks like they both want to stay out of the corner. Their life is hanging by a thread. They gotta lean heavily on their drive moves now. A real test closes it out. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. Pumps the brakes on the impact. The overhead's good. Both players look to brush that off and keep going. Whip! They're wide open! Super Art to show up what a PhD in fighters can do for you! Slices the gastrointestinal tract! Ryu putting that MD and whooping ass to work! Player 2 has the super gauge advantage! They're in range. We gonna see a jump in? A dash? All in with a rush! Fires a blast with the solar plexus strike. Links in. Are we gonna see a comeback here? This is so tense. Things are looking very bleak, but can they find something? These fighters are swinging for control of the match. Who's gonna take it? Crashes out the cage right there. Shreds them with a critical one. Such a smart play to go for in this situation. Fighting back against the odds and giving them a chance to win this. The drive gauge is screaming for more attention. No one could have called that. Player 2 clinches the win. But that could have been anyone's game. No way. Next up, stage selection. So who will our fighters select? Our fighters have selected their characters, and they're ready for business.
I'm ready.
How's this match gonna shake out? It's gonna be exciting to see.
Round one. Fight.
The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Tries to turn up the pressure with an overdrive projectile. Uses the target combo to take a chunk of damage off the opponent. No good up high. This is the perfect range to reach out and tag them with something. Throws him. What's next? Takes a trip. The jump in is denied. Sees it coming and blocks it out. Player one is in burnout. Drives off the table. Misses the drive impact. Taking stock. Heading into the end game now. It's getting tense. This is the range where things get messy. Can they utilize KO? Player one picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Looks like they want to establish a rhythm with their ground game and fireball. Shoots off a fireball up close. You know their fireball game is solid because they're only throwing it when their opponent can't jump them. Player one creates a good corner opportunity. Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunity. Player one can't use any drive moves without burning out. Burnout activates. Player one in dire straits with burnout. Scrapping it out up close. This is the ideal range to utilize the fireball game. Full SA meters on deck for both sides. This could be over soon. Drive rush. Good work. Too slow. Is this gonna kill? What? That was enough to kill? Yo, that read was godlike. This is the final round, so expect to see some fireworks. And whip! They're wide open! Medium kick hit. Check with a sandblast. Nice fireball. All in with a rush. Uh-oh. This could really tip the scale.
What's wrong? Get up.
Nothing stops this train. Just frame knuckle. Okay, here we go. Throws him. Fires a blast. Shakes things up with a fireball. Excellent block. Breaks it. Noticeable life lead. Is a comeback still possible? Somehow manages to block the Are you kidding me? Player one made some smart moves there. Great game.
Round one.
They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Sandblast. Medium kick.
Not done yet.
Both fighters are looking for a way to get in, but there's still time to feel out the situation. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Player two pushes the opponent into the corner. Knockdown. What's their game plan here at this critical stage? They get driven into the wall, breaking their guard. Player two is maintaining the corner position, opts for the throw to close it out. Player two picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Brushes off the impact. Flash knuckle. Player two chases them down. Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunity. Goes for the fireball, which is very strong at this range. Good distance for a shot. Sandblast. Full SA meters on deck for both. Drive rush to keep it going. Closes the distance. Attempts to break the stalemate with a fireball. Looking for a chance. Delivers the pain right to the doorstep. Goes for the level 2 super eraser. Set up the punching bag. Player 2 will look to apply pressure here, experiencing burnout. Player 1 needs to use their SA gauge to their advantage here. What'll happen here? Can they create medium kick? Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Round 1.
How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow-up here? Brushes that off and keeps going.
Where you go now?
Adds on a bit extra to that to make sure the opponent walks away with a full plate. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Huge opportunity here with no way to backdash out of danger. Uncomfortable space here. Can they clip each other on the edge? Big gap between the two fighters, so they throw out a fireball. Looks like they want to re-establish their game plan with fireballs. With the life gap opening up, they need to lean hard on their drive usage. Life lead opens up. Good parry here to try and drive from KO. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Looks like they want to establish a rhythm with their ground game and fireballs.
Where you going?
Spends the gauge on the drive rush. This fight is just underway. What kind of game plan do they have? Looks like they both want to stay out of the corner. Player 1 is going to have a hard time managing their... Uses the gauge for a super arm.
Too slow.
Level 3 super. Spending that meter like it's nobody's business.
Yo, you good?
Dealing a nice chunk of damage. What a payoff. All in with a rush. Player 1 is not in a good place health-wise, but with a strong critical, what's gonna happen? In there! Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Fighting round. 1-on-1.
Next up, stage selection. The stage is set. It's time to select a character. Open those shutters. We're ready to fight.
All right, I'm ready.
This isn't about just winning the match. Pride and bragging rights are at stake here. Both fighters will need to bring their A game to the table.
Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Checks with a projectile. It's the start of the round. How will they start their approach? Knockdown. Player 1 in that dangerous burnout state. We have one player in burnout state, which means they'll have to continue the fight temporarily without using any drive-reliant moves. Player 1 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. Throws a fireball here, maybe as a simple zoning strat. Holds out with the block. Both can end the round now, and the drive gauge disparity may come into play. What's their game? KO! Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Good job blocking the jumping. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Opts to continue the attack, brushes that off and keeps going. Player 1 springs forward with the drive rush. Closes the distance. Blocks it. Uses the gauge for a super arm.
Too slow.
Level 3 super. Spending that meter like it's nobody's business.
Yo, you good?
Player 1 will have to deal with this. Connects with the throw. Pumps the brakes on the impact. Here comes no critical art now. This is gonna kill. No doubt about it. Closes it out. Player 1 gets the win in a convincing fashion. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. They're being absolutely relentless with this fireball pressure in the corner. Are they trying to bait out the jump? The drive rush to try and keep up the attack. Takes a trip. Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game tools. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. Not much drive gauge to work with. Fires off the Shitsu Hadouken. Going in. Sandblast. From a KO. Player 2 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Immediate jump in. Zones with the fireball. Sticks the combo. Big exchange blows. The fighters return to the middle of the stage. Does a good job escaping the corner. Barely blocks the jump in. Player 1 can't use any drive moves without burning out. The life remaining tells us we're halfway through this match. What's going to happen here in the latter half of this round? Gotta be careful not to whip at this range. That's a counter. Overhead attack. Close range projectile. They gotta go. Next with a sandblast. A real test. This is gonna hurt. Too slow. This is gonna kill. No doubt about it. Flatline zone. Gotta hand it to both of our fighters. They put on a real clinic for us. We are here in the first round. Which one of them will let their fists do the talking? Things are slow going right now, but we may see someone speed things up soon. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Player 1 is in burnout. Drives off the table. Neither of them willing to back off here. Player 1 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. Recovers from burnout. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Life lead opens up. They trade. Sandblast. KO. Player 1 takes up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. The jump in is denied. Absorbs the attack and fires back. Early round decisions are so important to set the tone. Burnout activates. Taking stock. Player 1 will half drive rush to keep it going. Closes the distance. Throws a fireball. Blossom goes for the fireball, which is very strong at this range. Good distance for a shot. Connects with medium kick. Looking for a chance. Sandblast. Both fighters have a full super meter on deck. The whip uses the gauge for a super art. No, are they actually dead? They're not dead. This fight's not over. Life lead is there, but still anyone's game. These fighters are swinging for control of the match. Who's gonna take it? Flatline zone. Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Fighting round. 1-on-1.
Next up, stage selection. Now that we know our stage, it's time to select the character.
Earn my stripes 'cause you know I'm do or die with this.
Open those shutters. We're ready to fight.
All right, I'm ready.
This isn't about just winning the match. Pride and bragging rights are at stake here. Both fighters will need to bring their A game to the table. All right, first round. What's going to happen? Deal some damage with that quick combo. Decent damage. What's next? Deftly shuts out the jump in. Player 1 has used up all of their drive gauge. They need to hold out. player one in that dangerous burnout state. Neither of them willing to back off here. Projectile to try and change the situation. There's space to make something happen here, and neither fighter looks willing to back down. Life lead opens up. Ooh, lands a rising uppercut. Player one will have to fight back here without any drive. No life left. They gotta mind the drive difference too. Wraps it up with a decisive combo. Player two picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Starting off with fireball right from the get-go. Experiencing burnout. Awesome. Risky up-close scrap still going. Uses the gauge for a super arm. Level 3 super. Spending that meter like it's nobody's business.
Yo, you good?
Oh wow, look at the damage that did. Fantastic work. Drive rush to keep it going. Player one has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. Attempts to break the stalemate with a fireball. Player one has this and reaches some big damage. Turns out. That's how you close it out. What a beast!
Luke, win!
Player two brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Big counter. Sticks the combo. What's going to follow the combo? They trade hits, and now, good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Knockdown. Checks him with the projectile. From up above. Gets him. Player one takes up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Medium kick hits. Gets the jump in. Player one will look to apply pressure here. Big chance here to do some damage if they can keep the corner pressure up. Drive rush to keep it going. Attempts to break the stalemate with a fireball. Gotta be careful not to whip at this range. Jumps it, rising uppercut. Oh, in with the rush. One off for the critical arm. This is gonna kick. No doubt about it. That amazing never say die attitude got them the win. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Connects with the throw. Net links it. Getting up close and personal. Player one with the lead. Will they go for offense or defense? They're sitting on a full super arm gauge now. Player one can't use drive anymore. Jump. And eats it. Puts a bit of stank on that with an overdrive arm. Breaks it off. What are they gonna do? Neither fighter is showing any. All in with a rush. Breaks it. They're just gonna go for it with the super. Oh my God! Are you kidding me? Player one clinches the win! But that could have been anyone's game. No way we could have called that. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Gets the counter hit. Dashes up. The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunities. Throws them to negate the block. What's their game plan here at this critical stage? Getting into the end game now. It's getting tense. KO. Player one takes up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Checks them with the projectile. Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game tools. Uses the drive rush here to steal their turn. Rising uppercut. scrapping it out up close. Very slick when the cup brushes that off and keeps going. Buffs up. Close range projectile. We're at a standstill, but we may see an eruption soon. Oh, the throw connects. Knockdown and life lead is there, but still anyone blinks it. Oh man, this is a scary range. Connects with medium kick. Closing moments of the match. One hit's gonna do it. All in with a rush. Crowds of flatlines on. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. Open, sets up with the jump in. Too slow. The Pale Rider hits. Now they've got him trapped. How are they gonna get out?
Yo, you good?
And it is on. Just frame knuckle. Carries them all the way to the corner in one go. Links it. Excellent damage on that. Burns out. More fuel for the fun. That combo finishes it. Player 2 was an absolute beast in that match.
Fighting round. 1-on-1.
Next up, stage selection. It's time to select the fighter. Open those shutters. We're ready to fight.
All right, I'm ready.
Our fighters are pumping themselves up and are raring to go. Who's going to come out on top in this fight?
Let us begin.
Let me have some fun.
Round 1. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Good anti-air. Solid anti-air will shut down the opponent's air game and make it much harder to jump in. Goes with the projectile to pressure the opponent. Player 1 has used up all of their drive gauge. We have one player in burnout state, which means they'll have to continue to fight temporarily without using any drive-reliant moves. Player 1 needs to deal with this burnout. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. Player 2 is almost dead, but some plus drive moves and a few prayers could turn this around in their favor. In a dire situation, they can't get Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Round 2. Fight.
Drive time! Are we going to see some fireworks here? Holds out with a block. Brings out the super art. How is this gonna work out for them? Player 1 is in a pretty good situation with a meter advantage. Knockdown and... This is the ideal range to utilize the fireball. Good distance for a shot. They return to center stage. You've gotta be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Zones with the fireball. Ooh, lands a rising uppercut. Links it. Checks with a sandblast. Uses the parry so the opponent is looking to impress with this super. Arwika cuts off the tank and scores the win. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Gets the counter hit. Uses the gauge for a super art. This is gut punch shreds him. Oh man, this is a scare. Goes all in with the uppercut. And eats it. Jumps. All in with a rush. Checks with a sandblast. I can't believe it. Close range projectile. Are you kidding me? Player 1 really had to fight for that one. No shortage of drama. Quick medium poke. Sandblast. Who will gain control of the match in the early going? It's the start of the round. How will they start their approach? Blocks the jump in. Both sides looking for an opening. Goes for the fireball. You know their fireball game is solid because they're only throwing it when their opponent can't jump. Both fighters' drive gauges are empty. Let's see how this affects the neutral game. All right, what's coming up next? Neither of them willing to back off here. Decides to buff up while they can. Neither fighter is willing to back down from this exchange. Both fighters are trying to decide their next move. Nails the anti-air. One combo can end this round right now. Goes for the jump in there! Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? This fight is just underway. What kind? Ooh, lands a rising uppercut. Hits him with a stopping block. Decides to spend the meter to open up some more chances. Risky decision, but let's see how this plays out. Uses the gauge for a super arm. Level 3 super. Spending that meter like it's nobody's business.
Yo, you good?
Player 1 has the deck stacked against them. Can they squeeze out a win here? Drive rush to keep it going. Player 2 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Goes for the fight, sets up with the jump in. Going in? Are we gonna see a comeback here? The drive impact doesn't work. Jumps, oh, snipe! There's the wall flatline zone. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. Player 1 with the life lead. They've got a small life lead, but it's not over. Player 1 in that dangerous burnout state. What are they thinking here? Player 1 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. What's their game plan here at this critical stage? Checks them with the projectile. Knockdown. The jump in catches them. Oh, they're in the corner now. No running away. Player 1, KO! Player 1 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Manages to block the jump-in attack. Blocking a jump-in attack means you're at a disadvantage, so they should be looking to anti-air instead. Full SA meters on deck for both sides. This could be over soon. This is where smart meter management is going to come into play. Our fighters will need to tread carefully. You've got this a good spot to use the super. Level 3 super. Spending that meter like it's nobody's business.
Yo, you good?
Player 1 can't use any drive moves without experiencing burnout. Burnout activates. Player 1 needs to use their SA gauge to their advantage here. KO. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks.
Final round. Fight!
Start things off with a jump in? It's time for both fighters to lay it all on the line. We're just getting started here. Who will take control? Player 1, all in with a rush. Knockdown and... Player 1 with the lead. Will they go for offense or defense? Things are forward rush. Here comes a big combo. Links Shake things up with a fireball. Noticeable life lead. Is a comeback still possible? Dangerous range here. No way they did that! Nails the burns out. Player 1 can't use any drive moves. Gotta play it safe. Oh my God, raw super! The super's blocked! Come on, kid, why would you use the super? The buffet is open. They are done.
Luke.
Player 2 is gonna be
round. One-on-one.
Next up, stage selection. Our stage has been decided. Next up are the characters.
Gotta make my own highlights.
Now that our fighters have chosen their characters, it's time to go.
What I write, 'cause you know
Our fighters are pumping themselves up and are raring to go. Who's going to come out on top in this fight?
Let us round one. Fight.
All right, first round. What's going to happen? Uses this opportunity to really lay into the opponent with a damaging combo. Decent damage. What's next? Well, they managed to escape the corner, but they can't let their guard down. Knockdown. This is the perfect range to reach out and tag them with something. Tries to bait him with the projectile. Player 2 is just about out of drive after that. They hit each other. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. All right, what's coming up next? One shot is all both fighters need to close this out. Neither fighter can land the deciding hit. Both fighters are weighing their options and looking for an opening. Blocks it. Experiencing burnout. Player 1 has depleted their timing was on point there. KO. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on.
Fight.
Drive time. Are we going to see some fireworks here? The jump-in is denied. Grabs him. Good work staying in throw range there. Both fighters having a full super art gauge means positioning. Will this super art connect? The level 3 super. Looking to make them feel it.
What's wrong? Get up.
Player 2 will need to play it conservative until their drive refreshes. Top experiencing burnout. Player 2 has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. They're in the corner and the beatdown continues. Player 1 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Driver opts for the critical art. Yo, we're dealing with a real gambler here. Low on life and is still willing to risk it all on this critical art to deal the cash money damage they need. Both sides getting ready. The jump-in is enough. What a finish! Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point. Open with the hook, hits the drive. Checks with a sandblast. Links it. Still plenty of time left. All in with a rush. Oh, here we go. Player 1 has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Player 1 can't let this simmer. They gotta start cooking. They're sitting on a full super art gauge now. A trade. Now what? They're hurt big time. Fires a blast. Parries? What are they gonna do? Checks with a sandblast. Nice fireball. A real test of nerves here. Links it. Quick medium poke. Player all in with a rush. Fireball pressure. Trying to wear down the opponent. Fires a blast. They were sitting on their meter for this super art. Player 1 can't use any drive moves. Gotta play it safe. What a statement with that fireball. Ooh, put a little X. No one could have called that. Player 2 is gonna be watching replays for this one for a while. They really took it down to the wire. Gets the combo. Leaning on the overdrive. Experiencing burnout. Knockdown. Player 1 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. Throws a fireball here, maybe as a simple zoning strat. Player 1 chases them down. takes a trip. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. They can't keep track of these corner switches. Tries to keep the pressure on the opponent by zoning with Fireball. Jumps in, ooh, lands a rising uppercut. KO! Player one on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. They've both showed their hand a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Player one will look to apply pressure here. Big chance here to do some damage if they can keep the corner pressure up. Player one in dire straits with Burnout. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Sandblast. Player one holding onto that corner and threads it cleanly. That was a clinic on how a solid neutral game wins matches. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Gets the jump in. Deals some sick damage there in exchange for some meter. Player two pushes the opponent into the corner. What's the play here? So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Spends the gauge on the drive rush. Time's the only thing moving here. I wonder how both fighters will adapt to what we've seen so far. Taking stock. Okay, they trade hits. Sees the overhead coming and blocks it. Impact's a no-go. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Backs away. Not about that BFF life right now. Player one uses the gauge for KO. Player two with the first strike, but they can't get complacent. Overdrive on it. Who's going to start things off? That drive impact is blocked. Forcefully closes the gap. Still very early in the round. What'll happen here? Squeezes the gauge. The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side switch. Player one holding on to that corner advantage. Fireball into the corner. They're trying to force the opponent into making a mistake. Can they create an opportunity? Closes it out! Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point. Nothing stops this train! Final round. Who will the fighting game gods favor here? Turning it right up with the super! The Pale Rider's calling! Looking to put him 6 feet under with his falling!
Yo, you good?
This is going to hurt! Links it! Overhead attack! Nice fireball! Player one has the super gauge advantage! Looking for a hole, and eats it! Where you go? All in with a rock! Just frame knuckle! Player two, they think this time to bust this out? Perfect damage calculation, no doubt about it! It's over!
You're kidding me!
Player one was definitely sweaty during that well-earned win.